Arko হচ্ছে a friend of mine, colleague, acquaintance, whatever you want to say. And we have known each other for many years, but okay, আমার কোনো সময় invite করা হয়নি. So since I'm teaching here, I'm trying to bring in all the top people from Bangladesh and around the world.
Punno Raja. It's a project that I've been developing for kind of 11 years now. It's a project on climate change. J.G. Ballard's একটা বই আছে. It's called The Drowned Earth. So I mean, it evokes this sort of idea where everything is very slippery, and I mean, my experience is also the kadar মধ্যে দিয়ে হাঁটতে হয় না বর্ষাকালে, it's crazy. Like আল ধরে হাঁটতে হাঁটতে you feel like পরে নদীতে চলে যাব, ওদিকে গেলে খেতে পড়ে যাব, it's very precarious, right? Infrared actually helps you present this sort of war zone situation. So I had to wait for a bit of time to ultimately find a camera which would help me do that, because it's very difficult to get one. At least when I started this project, it was a lot more difficult. This building is really living on an embankment. প্রায় ভেঙে যাওয়ার মতো অবস্থা. It is very precariously hanging, and you see a dead tree on one side, and basically আকাশ দিয়ে you have this aeroplane which is going. So immediately, like, this image creates a sort of direct mapping between the people who are the biggest sufferers of global warming. So I shift my vision. Of course, it's also dictated by the camera that I'm using, which is this experimental camera. It's a full spectrum camera.
Light source আমি তেমন দেখলাম না, highlightsও ছিল, but still it didn't wash out the image pretty very harshly. Like the colors were very beautiful. Colors বাদে হচ্ছে the highlights were very controlled. So how do you light your subjects at night?
What draws you to use such a vivid color in your work?
You being well versed in maths and all of that, did that influence your photography, or did you bring that skills over into your art as well?
If you see the way I try to explain things to you, there is a very systematic way of doing things. এবং I could conceptually ভাবলে এটা অন্যভাবে বলা যেতে পারে. ধরো mathematics when you're creating a theory, you start with a set of axioms, and then from that you build rules, and you build a system for a particular theory, right? So আমার কাজগুলো তুমি সেইভাবে দেখতে পারো. ধরো final wave is very different from Terra Mutata, which is very different from, say, Real Diwali, which is spoken of, which is very different from Picnic. They're all very different things, but inside each project, it has its own logic, it has its own set of rules, it has its own way of making work. So they are self-contained universes.
The photos that he showed us, those were really amazing, খুবই creative.
It was actually nice and interesting, a practical work session for us today.
I am not actually a part of this course, but I was recommended this session by a friend of mine who's a senior. So when I came in here, I did not expect the level of conversation that actually took place. I actually just thought it would be a conversation of how to understand color theory and how to apply it to your pictures. But coming in here and then listening to Arko sir talking about it in a manner that was philosophical was very interesting, in the sense that it actually asks what we are watching when we're watching a photo, when we're taking a photo.
Messages he is trying to bring across with colors, what I really liked was the fact that colors aren't just there to look beautiful. It is also so that you can actually tell a story through it.